Good morning. Welcome to this fifth edition of our online lesson. I'd like to appeal to our parents out there, our students out there for this unfortunate occurrence, this COVID-19. It's not a joy, but it has come this way and God understands. I want to appeal that you follow what we are trying to do. The management have decided to use this medium to reach out to our students instead of just leaving them like that without any connection. So please bear with us. We are praying that by God's grace, this pandemic will soon be over and school will be reopened soon. As we follow up this online teaching, I pray that God will grant us understanding in Jesus' name. All right, today we have a topic to be handled titled Advanced Grammar in English Language. Advanced Grammar in English Language. You know, grammar is part of a central position among all the components of linguistics. We have human language as a system that is divided into patterns or units, and our knowledge of the patterns and features of the language forms. Grammar occupies a central position among all the components of linguistics. It relates sound and meaning and the background into which words are correlated to form meaning sentences. What we are trying to say here is this. What we want to say, what we feel like saying, what impact will that thing we are saying is delivering to our audience, our listeners. What you say, what your audience heard you say, what they think you were trying to say. All these are linked up with the use of grammar. What then is grammar? Are you following? Okay, let's see the meaning of grammar. The word grammar has been defined differently by linguists. Remember, linguists are people that study about a particular language. English is the language that is used, almost all over the world to study, to do some other things. So, linguists are those that study about language. Those that study about English language are the ones I am trying to refer to here. That the word grammar has been defined differently by linguists. The definitions depend on the viewpoints of the linguist. Whatever is the viewpoints of that linguist is acceptable into the language community because of their expertise. One definition sees it as, let's take note of this now, this is the definition by one linguist about grammar. So, this linguist sees it as a general theory of how a language works. So grammar is a general theory of how a language works. Then, another definition describes it as the property and processes that underlie the use of language. So grammar describes the property and processes that underlie the use of what? Language. Okay? Are you getting it? Then we have two types of grammar. Number one, we have descriptive grammar. Number two, we have prescriptive grammar. Descriptive grammar, prescriptive grammar. What is a descriptive grammar? Descriptive grammar is the rule on accurate or inaccurate use of the language depending on the available information on the language. Take it again. Descriptive grammar is the rule on accurate or inaccurate use of the language depending on the available information on the language. So when we speak, sometimes we speak inaccurate words, we use inaccurate grammar, sometimes we use accurate grammar. So under descriptive grammar, we're able to see the rule on how to make use of accurate grammar and to avoid inaccurate grammar. Then let's see prescriptive grammar. Prescriptive grammar evaluates the correct and incorrect use of the language. When we use grammar, sometimes our grammars are not correct. We have these common errors in English. We have a book out there that spells out most of these incorrect English. More often times we make use of un-English expressions to communicate. So this is dealt under this prescriptive grammar. Okay? So prescriptive grammar handles that. Alright, let's proceed to see the English verb form. English verb form. A sentence has two basic units. They are the subject and the predicate. I come again. A sentence has two basic units. They are the subject and the predicate. The subject is the doer of the action, while the predicate contains the verbal phrase of what the doer of the action does. Okay? The subject is the performer of an action, and the predicate is the receiver of that performed action. Is that clear? Good. Let's go further. Now let's take a look at these few examples here. We have Sam. Sam is a subject. Quickly built the house. Quickly built the house is a predicate because it's receiving the action performed by Sam. So Sam is the subject. Is that clear? Good. Next, the girl is now working with a bank. The girl is now working with a bank. The girl is the subject. Is now working with a bank. Is the predicate. Is the one receiving the action performed by the girl. Then we have the brother. The brother grew fatter gradually. The brother grew fatter gradually. Brother is subject. Grew fatter gradually. Predicate. Are you following? Please ensure you follow it very carefully. Next, it. It rained heavily last year. It rained heavily last year. It is the subject. Then rained heavily last year is the predicate. Next, he had given the baby a toy. He had given the baby a toy. He, the subject, had given the baby a toy is the predicate. The one receiving the action performed by the subject. Okay? Last example, but not the least. They made him the manager of the company 2 years ago. They made him the manager of the company 2 years ago. They is the subject. Then made him the manager of the company 2 years ago, the predicate. Is that clear? I believe you are following it. Right? Okay, so far so good. Let me try to remind us of what we have been able to achieve this morning. We are looking at advanced grammar in English language, and we've seen the types of sentences we have. The types of grammar we have, beg your pardon. We have 2 types of grammar said. We have descriptive grammar and prescriptive grammar. Okay? And we've also seen the example of the this subject and predicate. Excuse me. Subject and predicate. We say Sam quickly built the house. And I told you that Sam is the subject while quickly built the house is the predicate. That's what we have been able to capture today. Please follow it up and read up, to feed yourself more on this. Please ensure you do the assignment. By this, trying to see that I have come to the end. We have come to the end of this teaching this morning. So look at the assignments below. Divide each of these sentences into subject and predicate. So divide them into subject and predicate. Number 1, the man is playing with a ball. Divide it into subject and predicate. Okay? Do you understand? The woman and her children are going next week. Number 3, she killed the snake. Number 4, the driver drove carelessly and collided with the bikeman. Last but not the least assignment, the plate is on the table. So far so good. We have come to the end of this teaching this morning. Please ensure you attempt the assignment and do them. Thank you for listening. Until we come your way again in our next edition, remain blessed, stay safe, and God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.